Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette signs Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple will break up in 2025. There won't be another Golden Bachelor wedding. The Golden Bachelorettes Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple are still together now, but there are signs the couple may have serious relationship struggles. In many ways, 61-year-old Joan and 60-year-old Chock are charting brand new territory. The Golden Bachelor and the female-led version of the spin-off were the first dating shows focused on the love lives of seniors. Joan, a private school administrator from Maryland, made her television debut as a contestant in Jerry Turner's season of The Golden Bachelor and was then cast as the Golden Bachelorette. Joan opened the Golden Bachelorette season 1 by greeting 24 single golden men, including Chock, an insurance executive from Kansas. After a dramatic season of highs and lows, Joan gave her final rose to Chock, and he proposed. They left the Bachelor Mansion as a happily engaged couple and embarked on their new lives together. Though they seemed happy, entering into a committed relationship after meeting on reality television isn't for the faint of heart. Joan and Chock recently rang in their first new year, but there are signs they won't make it out of 2025 as a couple. Joan and Chock aren't the first golden couple to come out of the Bachelor spinoff. The Golden Bachelor Season 1 ended with Jerry marrying 70-year-old Theresa Nist. Hopes were high for the septuagenarian couple, but hopes were dashed 3 months later when Jerry and Theresa announced the first Golden Bachelor divorce. The failure of Jerry and Theresa's marriage put a lot of pressure on Joan and Chock, who didn't want to damage the brand with another divorce. Joan and Chock are taking their time to get to know each other, and they may learn they're not compatible. Joan and Chock seem much happier together than Jerry and Theresa ever were, but it's easier to be happy early on in the relationship. For the first few weeks after going public with their relationship, Joan and Chock were carried away on a whirlwind tour of television appearances, podcast interviews, and other public events. Then they spent their first holidays together, bringing their children together for the first time. Now that they've settled into the humdrum of daily life, they may finally have the space to decide if they're right for each other. Long before becoming a contestant on the Golden Bachelor Season 1, Joan was married to Joan Vassos, who was her best friend and the love of her life. They were married for 32 years and had 4 children together when he passed away in 2021. It wasn't long before she agreed to appear in Jerry's season, then went from there to leading her season with very little time in between. She's been in the Bachelor franchise for most of her time as a widow. She may love Chock, but it's been very clear that her heart belongs to John. Chock was also in deep mourning. In 2022, he had to bury Catherine Gorey, his fiancée of 9 years. During their first, the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 solo date, Chock told Joan it was the most devastating loss of his life. It wasn't long before he agreed to appear on the show, and it just seemed like he wasn't ready. As if that wasn't enough loss, Chock's mother passed away while he was in Los Angeles filming the show. He rushed home to take care of his family, but was back by the end of the same episode. Though it was an example of his deep devotion to Joan, Chock probably needed more time to mourn his mother before he could give himself completely to the process. Joan and Chock appear to be struggling with enormous loss, and it's unclear where their love story will fit into their lives. Joan has 4 adult children, and Chock has 2 adult children of his own. After getting engaged during the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale, Joan and Chock were determined to bring their families together. They're both close to their families, so it was important for their children to be a part of the process. Joan had Chock and his children over for Thanksgiving in Maryland and shared the photos of the Vassos and Chapple holiday on Instagram. Joan and Chock posted their Christmas photos on Instagram, and the Vassos and Chapples seem to be coalescing into one big, happy, modern family. Things seem to be going well, but Joan posted an Instagram clip of her and Chock discussing their relationship with their followers. They discuss bringing their families together, which Joan confesses has been a little harder right now. It's great that Joan and Chock are so transparent about their relationship journey, as it may help others navigate the complexity of starting new relationships later in life. In the glittering world of the Golden Bachelorette, romance often feels like a fairy tale written with golden ink. Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple, one of the most buzzworthy couples to emerge from the show, seemed to embody this dream. Their chemistry lit up the screen, their laughter resonated with millions, and their love story gave hope to audiences who believed it's never too late to find a soulmate. But as the calendar flips to 2025, cracks in their seemingly perfect union have begun to surface, leaving fans speculating that there won't be another Golden Bachelor wedding. Here are the telltale signs that Joan and Chock might be headed for Splitsville instead of the altar. 1. Joan's reluctance to leave her hometown. Joan has always been a family-first kind of woman. As a doting grandmother and a community figure, she's deeply rooted in her hometown, where she hosts charity events, volunteers at local shelters, and participates in book clubs. Chock, on the other hand, thrives on the road, constantly seeking new adventures. His nomadic lifestyle, a trait that initially charmed Joan, now appears to be a growing source of tension. In recent interviews, Joan has openly expressed her struggle with the idea of uprooting her life. "I've built my world here," she told one outlet. "The thought of leaving my family and friends behind is harder than I imagined." Chock, who's been pushing for them to relocate to his beachfront home in Florida, seems unwilling to compromise. This clash of priorities could spell trouble for their relationship. 2. Chock's aversion to settling down. While Joan is envisioning cozy mornings over coffee and grandchildren's visits, Chock's Instagram tells a different story. The former thrill seeker continues to post about skydiving, deep-sea fishing, and spontaneous road trips. Recently, fans noticed that Joan hasn't accompanied him on many of these escapades. Instead, she's been noticeably absent from his social media, leading followers to question whether the couple's lifestyles are too incompatible to sustain a long-term commitment. Friends close to the couple have hinted that Chock's restless spirit may prevent him from embracing the stability Joan craves. One insider remarked, "Chock loves Joan, but he's not ready to give up his freedom." It's becoming a real sticking point. 3. Conflict over wedding plans. Rumors about their wedding, or lack thereof, have also fueled speculation. When the couple first left the show, they hinted at a grand wedding to celebrate their union. However, months have passed with no concrete updates, and sources claim that disagreements over the ceremony's scope have caused significant friction. Joan wants something intimate and elegant, while Chock envisions a destination wedding with all their friends and family, a source shared. Neither of them is willing to budge, and it's led to some heated arguments. This stalemate over their wedding plans reflects deeper issues in their relationship, with both parties struggling to find middle ground. 4. Family dynamics add to the pressure. Another complicating factor is the involvement of their families. Joan's children have reportedly expressed concerns about Chock's suitability as a step-grandfather. They'd questioned his ability to provide the stability Joan deserves, citing his adventurous streak and hesitancy to settle down. Meanwhile, Chock's family, particularly his adult children, aren't entirely on board with the relationship either. They're worried Joan's strong personality might overshadow their dad, an insider revealed. It's created some tension during family gatherings. With both sides voicing doubts, Joan and Chock find themselves caught in the middle, adding another layer of strain to their already fragile romance. 5. Joan's renewed focus on her career. While Joan originally planned to slow down post-show, her newfound fame has reinvigorated her professional life. She's launched a successful podcast, signed a book deal, and started speaking at events about love, resilience, and second chances. Her schedule has become increasingly packed, leaving little room for quality time with Chock. For his part, Chock has been supportive of Joan's ventures, but privately admitted to friends that he feels sidelined. He thought they'd be spending more time together, but it's like Joan's career has taken over, a source explained. History might also play a role in the couple's struggles. The franchise's first Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner, set high expectations for mature love stories. But after his relationship with Theresa Nist fizzled out, fans began questioning whether the show's couples could truly stand the test of time. Joan and Chock, once heralded as the franchise's next success story, now find themselves under intense scrutiny. This external pressure may be taking a toll on their relationship, as they're forced to navigate public expectations alongside their personal challenges.